Hello, my name is Chloe. Welcome to my channel. Today I'm bringing to you my January TBR. So unfortunately this is attempt number 2 at filming this video because I filmed it all and the files corrupted. Unfortunately, a few of the pics that I've done were out of different TBR jars, so you won't see that happening in this video, but please just believe me that it happened. I promise you it did. And yeah, just have a bit of imagination for me actually pulling things out of jars. I have quite a few things to talk to you about today, so I won't beat around the bush. I will just get started with the Chloe's Crime Scene Corner pick for the month, which is The Sanatorium by Sarah Pierce. If you don't know what I'm talking about, please go check out the announcement video. Chloe's Crime Scene Corner is a book club that I run where every month we read either true crime non-fiction, dark horrors, or creepy thrillers. So The Sanatorium is an isolated setting thriller. I won't go into the full description again, but I'm really excited to read this one. It has incredibly mixed reviews and I'm hoping I'm on the love it side. Next up we have the Trash for Maas read-along book. Again, if you haven't seen the announcement video, please do go check that one out because that is a new read-along that I am starting in 2024, starting in January with Throne of Glass by Sarah J. Maas. This is the first book in the read-along, but also the first book in the Throne of Glass series. We're following a young assassin who is entered into a competition to become the King's Champion. I have read this book maybe twice now and I'm really excited to pick it up again. I have never finished the series and this is the most perfect place to start. So I'll be revisiting this in January. I'm hoping it's a quick read because I've read it so many times before, but still very excited to pick this one up. Then we have the Patreon buddy read. So every month the two top tiers of my Patreon, La Push Beach and the Cullen House, pick a book from my physical TBR that we're going to read together, and the winner for January was Guild by Raven Kennedy. This is a what's his face, King Midas romance, and it just sounds really odd, so I'm going to read you the back. It's a little bit long, but it's made me intrigued by this book. It says, "This is the story of King Midas, or that's what we're always told, the golden king with his palace of riches, and me, the girl he turned to gold. Upon the snowy mountains in the 6th kingdom of Araya, I'm locked away in Highbow Castle, away from the dangers of the world below. No one can get in apart from him. King Midas rescued me from the streets. He gave me food, shelter, and his heart. I promised to love him forever. But when war comes to the kingdom, a deal is struck, and I'm at the heart of the bargain. Everything I know starts to change. My love for Midas challenged, my trust broken. Suddenly, I'm sent to travel between kingdoms to a future I no longer understand, and my spirit becomes truly tested. I'm always told this is his tale, but perhaps that is no longer true. It's mine." So I think this sounds really interesting. Definitely not what I would typically pick up, but I've heard amazing things about this book and I do have the next 2 in the series after this, so I better like it. Then every month I do a pick from my TBR jar, which every member of the 2 top tiers of my Patreon are allowed to put 1 book in the jar, and I pull them out every month to read that month, hopefully. So the person I pulled out this month was Faith, and she picked Hooked by Emily McIntyre. This is a Peter Pan smutty romance, and that's kind of all I want to go in knowing. I don't think I want more. I'll just read the top paragraph on the back. It says, "James has always had one agenda, destroy his enemy, Peter Michaels. When Peter's 20-year-old daughter Wendy shows up in James's bar, he sees his way in. Seduce the girl and use her for revenge. It's the perfect plan until things in James's organisation begin to crumble. Suddenly he has to find the traitor in his midst, and his plan for revenge gets murkier as James starts to see Wendy as more than just a pawn in his game." So yeah, smutty Peter Pan retelling. I'm here for it. I've got 2 mythology / fairy tale smutty retellings here, and I'm excited about both. So next up, to make the TBR more interactive, I did pull a prompt from Larry the TBR Llama. If you don't know, this is a TBR jar that I have that has different reading prompts, and then I'll do a themed weekly reading vlog reading those books. The prompt I pulled out was Erin Fox's prompt. I had your name written down, and that was fake dating. So I went away and picked 3 books from my TBR that cover the fake dating trope. And actually, now I'm looking at something I added to my TBR, which I'll get onto, I'm going to have more to read in this week. So the 3 I'm planning for fake dating are Terms and Conditions by Lauren Asher. This is the 2nd book in the Dreamland Billionaire series that starts with the fine print, and this is about Declan and Iris. Declan is left a fortune in his his grandfather's inheritance, but there is one clause that he needs to be married to get this inheritance. He then starts a fake relationship with his assistant Iris, I think it's his assistant, and obviously they're gonna fall in love. The next one I have is The X Talk by Rachel Lynn Solomon. This is a book about a podcast where 2 radio hosts pretend to be exes in order to give relationship advice, but then all the lines start getting crossed and obviously they're gonna fall for each other. So this is like fake ex dating, but it works. And then to throw in some YA, I went for The Fill-In Boyfriend by Casey West. This follows a girl called Gia who is going to prom and her boyfriend Bradley dumps her in the school parking lot. So she finds a random guy to pretend to be her boyfriend. She's told her friend she has a boyfriend and they were going to meet him. So she uses this fake fill-in guy. What's his name? I don't know. So when she sees a cute guy waiting to pick up his sister, she enlists his help. So this sounds really cute. It is the YA version of all the adult smuttiness, and I've really liked all of Casey West stuff in the past, so hopefully this is a good one. Then technically that was the end of my TBR, but my lovely friend Laura, who runs a Facebook book group, launched the January Reading Challenge. It is a board game as shown, and I made my way around the board. These are completely not going to happen. I have far too many picks here, but I wanted to see how many rolls it took me to get from space 1 to space 50 and what books I could put in my TBR. So I've used a mix of the books I've already talked about and added some extras. So the first spot I landed on, the prompt was read a book with blue on the cover, and I've gone for Throne of Glass by Sarah J Maas. I won't tell you more about these books, otherwise we'll be here forever. Then my next role was read a book from a new to you author. So I've gone for Nothing Left to Burn by Heather Easel. I then bounced around on some snakes and ladders sorts of situations. So the next book I got was actually on roll 5, and that is to read a book that has been nominated for an award. So I've gone for Practice Makes Perfect by Sarah Adams. I don't like a lot of the big awards, so I actually went for the Goodreads Choice Awards, and this was nominated in the romance category. Again, bumped around on some snakes and ladders, but then I got on roll 7, read a book with who, what, when, where, how, and why in the title. So I've gone for 2 of those, and I actually have the How and the Why by Cynthia Hand. Next, I got read a diverse book, so I've gone for This Is How You Fall in Love by Anika Hussein. Then read a book that you've owned for at least 6 months. I've gone for The X Talk by Rachel Lynn Solomon. Read a book with a number in the title. I've gone for Two Wrongs Make a Right by Chloe Leese. Next, read a book from your favourite genre. I've gone for romance and used Terms and Conditions by Lauren Asher. Next, read a book with less than 10 letters in the title. I've gone for Hooked by Emily McIntyre. Read a book with yellow on the cover. I've gone for When You Were Mine by Rebecca Searle. You can see how much this isn't happening. Completely unachievable TBR, but we're gonna try. Read a book with nature on the cover, The Sanatorium by Sarah Pierce. Read a book you've seen another member of the book club read. I'm going to go for Cavette by Tracy Wolfe and listen to the audiobook of this one, so it's a little bit more achievable. Next, read a standalone, so The Fill-In Boyfriend by Casey West. And then to finish the board, you have a free choice, so Guild by Raven Kennedy. I am fully aware this TBR is unachievable, and I'm actually in the US until the 7th of January, so I have a shorter month to achieve it. That being said, January is the month I normally have the most 5-star reads and get a lot of reading done, so I have high hopes for the start of 2024, and I'm hoping that some of these books are new favourites and maybe even make it to the best books of 2024. So I'm not going to try and hold these books up. Let me know if you have any opinions on any of these. I'm so sorry for the editing issues and refilming that this video has had. Not that you've seen anything, but I just feel like the videos are more interactive when I pull things out of jars. But just trust me, it did happen, and I'm sorry I can't bring that to you. So for now, that is all I have time for. Thank you very, very much for watching my video. I really do hope you enjoyed, and I will see you in my next one. Bye.